In case you missed it, Melly might have just gotten his revenge on the prosecutors for trying to get Bortlen to snitch on him. According to reports, a no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order states that Melly and Bortlen are to remain completely separated. No talking, no communication through lawyers, just complete silence. This comes as prosecutors are allegedly trying to pressure Bortlen into flipping by trying both Melly and him together in the next trial.
You try them together. It is for the benefit of the state to try them together, just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. We're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Bortlen knows he didn't commit this serious crime, it's unlikely he'll be able to sit through the trial and willingly accept a life sentence. This makes it very possible that he could end up pointing the finger at Melly, just like Melly did to Bortlen during the first trial.
Those were his lines. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of the car, two bodies, car, riddled with bullets. When he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in the pocket, not Cortland Henry.
This further shows that it was always Bortlen who lied to the feds about the incident. He was also the last person seen with Juvie and Sackchaser. Investigators even brought up the fact that firearm residue was found on Bortlen's hands, adding more weight to the suspicion against him.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of pot residue and two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of pot residue and 1 two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was pot residue present on the hands.
Bortlen hated this outcome, so when Melly's trial ended in a mistrial, he tweeted, "Mind games don't work on people like me," along with a handshake emoji, almost as if he was hinting at accepting some kind of deal. But things get even. Worse when you look at the interrogation footage from the night of the crime, where Bortlen is seen lying to the police in an attempt to cover for Melly.
Tell me what happened. And I'm saying, Marley was stupid. Always home. Like, so out of nowhere, like, so, you know what I'm saying? So, I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car.
And I almost cut. Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from? Fort Lauderdale Studio. Which way did you take?
Like 595
to 75. Then you took 75 south?
It became clear to the officers that Bortlen's story wasn't adding up, even though he tried to remain confident in his version of events. Eventually, though, he was caught in a lie.
Here's the hard part what we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area, and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as 1 shell casing. They didn't find 1 piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And
it's hard. I'm telling you, bro, that's
I mean, for whatever reason, your 2 friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These are your 2, I'm assuming close friends. And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell cases disappear?
I don't know. I cannot tell you about shell case.
The interrogation quickly went downhill for Bortlen, as the officer didn't believe his story. Realizing this, Bortlen began to shut down the conversation.
Message. I ain't even calling you. I don't know.
Okay. Just so you know, right? Because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
Typically, this is when the officer tries to reset the conversation and begins asking about other details from that night, specifically what happened during the drive-by.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about this? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be worried about it.
I know it's not for you to worry about, but if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got shut out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now, there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
But with limited time left in the interrogation, the officer directly asked if Bortlen knew who committed the crime. Would he tell the officer?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS. Okay, and it's a simple question: if you knew who did this, okay, you may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Bortlen didn't give a clear answer. Instead, he just shook his head. He was likely worried that if he lied, the stress would cause a noticeable change in his voice, which trained interrogators are skilled at detecting. Their entire job is to read body language and identify deception, and Bortlen's refusal to verbally respond was a clear sign that he was hiding something. In the latest update on the Melly case, it was announced on May 12th that a judge ruled the Florida rapper must remain behind bars until his retrial begins in September. Melly has been incarcerated for 6 years while fighting the case in which he's accused of murdering Juvian sack chaser. Many believed he would be released after beating one of his 6 charges, except for the one that denied him bond.
Still praying. I know. I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically, the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Tessa, I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming,
Melly has been locked up for 2,300 days without bond or a guilty charge, despite a previous mistrial. Just when things started looking hopeful and he was able to get bond on one of his 6 charges, the prosecutors shifted focus to his ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, and his best friend Bortlen. Since Mariah had been hiding out of the country since Melly's first trial, Her recent return allowed the prosecutors to use her as a key witness in the case.
Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
In order to be set free, Mariah had to agree to testify during the Melly trial, which she accepted. Terrible news for Melly. After accepting the deal, she wrote on Facebook, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." However, the feds allegedly have strong evidence proving that Melly tampered with Mariah as a witness to help her leave the country. A witness tampering charge carries a life sentence, even if Melly is found innocent of the murders of Sack Chaser and Juvie.
State filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Due to allegations of witness tampering using jail phones, Melly has been prohibited from making phone calls for several months. Even his mother spoke out in an interview, expressing that the situation is unfair and voicing her concerns about the restrictions placed on him.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
If it's true that Melly used jail phones to tamper with witnesses, that would explain why he's been banned from using them. However, Melly's legal team is planning to appeal the no bond decision. They are looking to repackage their evidence and present it to the judge. According to a post, Melly's lawyers proposed an unspecified bond amount that would be paid by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If granted bond, they assured the judge that Melly would remain on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire round-the-clock security to monitor his movements. The defense's main argument also includes Melly's mother's testimony, in which she claimed her son is not being treated like a human while in jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They even presented GPS evidence from the night of the incident, along with text messages exchanged with Melly's ex-girlfriend, in which Melly claimed that people were chasing after him.
Part of him saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he was like, "There's a car coming behind him, and I'm hiding." He was like, "There's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something." So I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm okay." I said, "Well, where are Zach and Juby?" And he said, "I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're..."
Another strong point supporting Melly's innocence is the fact that the firearm was never recovered. Melly's lawyers argue that the individuals responsible for the drive-by would have taken the weapon with them when they fled the scene.